Yes, so the 20 years has been a roller coaster, but when you have a passion for something and when you are inclined to do something, then this coaster you enjoy a lot. Starting from times of India, Bennett Coleman, where I never thought that 20 years ahead I'll be having my own successful venture. So
Hmm.
anybody out there who thinks that corporate jobs are a secure way to move forward, I would surely say that you should take one bet, and if you will take this bet seriously and you will strive for it, that is very very rewarding, for sure. Anybody who has a control on both the sides, having a consistent pipeline for your clients plus
Yes.
having a very strong team for delivery is actually, result into $1 million company. That is a secret formula for any million or $1 trillion company that you see.
Hi. Today we have Reema, and I hope I pronounce this correct, Singhai or Singhal,
Singhal.
and Singhal, yes. And she is the dynamic force steering Bantermarketo towards unparalleled success for the past 5 years, boasting an impressive 18-year track record in the industry. Reema started at a prestigious establishments like the Times of India before venturing into the freelance world. This journey exposed her to a myriad of high-profile brands, honing her experience and acumen. Over her prolific career, she has championed the needs of over 750 clients, curating more than 1 million content pieces tailored for maximum impact. And beyond her professional pursuits, Reema is a passionate voice in the digital realm, and she often is on platforms like Quora and Medium, where she contributes as readers with her, especially with her experience and with her new business that she's created, or now it's a mature business, but people can learn from what she's been able to accomplish. So without, yeah, I think that this pretty much summarizes it. Reema is somebody that you can really learn a lot from, and she's created quite impressive digital marketing agency in Bantermarketo, and we look forward to hearing what you would like to share with us today. Nice to have you here, Reema.
Thank you so much, Ellen, for such a great introduction. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity to have a conversation on this prestigious platform
Thank
of
you.
yours. And yes, so the 20 years has been a roller coaster, but when you have a passion for something and when you are inclined to do something, then this coaster you enjoy a lot.
Hmm.
So, starting from times of India, Bennett Coleman, where I never thought that 20 years ahead I'll be having my own successful venture. We would have been working with 400 plus clients, in which 200 plus clients are accounting for LinkedIn thought leadership only. So this has been, I would say it's like a dream come true journey for me. So
Well done.
yes, and I must say that, being an entrepreneur can be overwhelming, but it is equally rewarding. So anybody out there who thinks that, corporate jobs are a secure way to move forward, I would, surely say that you should take one bet, and if you will, take this bet seriously and you will strive for it, that is very very rewarding, for sure.
That's great advice. So, as far as like your company now that you've created, um, because you've got probably a lot of activities, responsibilities, etc. It sounds like you built quite a team under you to manage
Yes.
things and to actually implement things.
Yes.
Because that's good advice too, is because it's like you can build something, but it's a lot of leaders don't know how to delegate, how to have a vision and be able to have a shared vision for the company. How did you create that?
So, Ellen, last 8 years, right, starting a company from scratch, juggling different hats, right from sales to delivery to, lead generation. Me and my co-founder, we have been, the bloodline for this organization when we
Hmm.
started up. And I must say that, it takes time to get everything organized, but being a founder, you should have the strong nerves around everything, how the things are happen. Then only you can make them happen via your team. Unless you don't know how the things happen in an organization structure, you cannot get this done from your team efficiently. So, and in fact, I would like to mention that we have recently come up with our own podcast, which is Scale, Beyond 100. That talks about, startup
Nice.
is lucrative, but scaling is something where the real meat is.
Yes.
Anybody can start, but the real meat, the real win is when you scale this up. So this Beyond
Mm.
100 talks about the challenges in scaling, right from getting the clients, then building a team, because both these activities are symbiotic in nature. You cannot have a
Mm.
team if you don't have a steady flow of clients. Once you have a
Absolutely.
steady flow of clients, retaining those clients require you to build a very strong team,
Hmm.
right? So it's
Absolutely.
always a founder hustle, you know to
Hmm.
manage both of them. And anybody who has a control on both the sides, having a consistent pipeline for your clients plus
Yes.
having a very strong team for delivery is actually, result into $1 million company. And that is a secret formula for any million or $1 trillion company that you see.
Well, that's great advice. Another, gem. So, so my question would be, like right now, where your company is, what's the vision for Banker? Is it Bantermarketo, right? So you want to, from where you are today, where do you see yourself 5, 10 years from now? The company
So,
and yourself.
so when we started with traditional services like SEO, content marketing. Now we are evolving more towards the trending services like LinkedIn Thought Leadership, podcast services. So this podcast that we have launched, we are also offering this as a service as well. And our key value proposition here is to helping the busy founders, leveraging this podcast as a channel for thought leadership. The next round would be, we are planning to move forward as launching fractional CMO as a service, strategy consulting in terms of marketing. We are into. So fractional CMO is one of, that's a service that we have a plan to launch. And
Great.
yes, we have a vision to scale this company. In India, we have an office. At New Jersey, we have an office. We have a vision to
Oh, New
scale it.
Jersey too.
Yes. And we have a vision to scale it to across the globe. So
Great vision.
when it comes to WPP, when it comes to Densu, the third has to have the Bantermarketo. That is the vision that
Yeah.
we carry.
Wonderful. No, I'm glad you cleared. We have an idea of where you're heading, and I think one thing I've noticed about leaders in India, they don't have limited. You don't have a limited vision. You know what I mean? Like it's like you don't. Like, oh, I'll be happy. If I have this corner of the market in India and I've reached this many people or whatever, and I'm satisfied or whatever, and I'm just going to keep kind of coasting along. It's like, no, I'm just going to be, I want world domination. I want to grow beyond, India. And it sounds like you've already, you've got an office in New Jersey in the U.S. And you'll probably, pop up other places in the world. But that's extraordinary. I think that's and if my sense is that the likelihood of you accomplishing it is very high, and just from your spirit and your vision, and also the fact that you're passionate about what you're doing. So it's great that you shared that with us. So as far as like, what do you see as roadblocks to get there?
Uh, Currently, if I talk about the roadblocks, the major roadblock that we are juggling is, again, we have figured out in terms of how to fill our pipelines, because we are doing this
Yes.
for our clients as well. So the major roadblock at the moment for us is the team building. So this is
Okay.
what we are juggling through. So although you see a lot of reports in the news, in the media, that, yeah, that this company has tagged this much of employees, this much of, but
Sure.
trust me on this, Ellen, when as a founder, when as an HR, you step into the market, you look for a relevant talent, you look for the talented people, there is still a scarcity for this. This is my own personal challenge at the moment.
Dilemma right now. Yeah. So as far
Yes.
as like, because we're talking about people and adding talent and so forth. What are your thoughts on AI technology? What are you going to do to utilize that to maximize what your employees are actually doing. You know what I mean? Like the tasks that AI can do nowadays, with custom workflows, et cetera. Can you implement that within your pipeline building, lead nurturing, outreach, you know, appointment setting, having the, conversations, et cetera? How far can you take that into an automated state where your key sales staff can be focusing on what they need to be focusing on?
So, Ellen,
So I'm
I'm proud
curious.
to say that Bantermarketo has a huge tech stack in that context. 70%
Okay.
of our lead generation, lead nurturing processes are on, automation. And I would like to give credit to my co-founder Abhay Singh, who is a technical backbone for Bantermarketo. So
Wonderful.
right from lead nurturing to qualifying the leads to driving the inbounds on a competitive platform like LinkedIn, where
Yes.
getting a lead at an effective cost is a huge challenge. But
Yeah.
we are able to do that on an average on the daily basis. If I talk about thought leadership alone, we are able to generate 30 to 35 leads. For our
Okay.
podcast services, we are able to generate 10 to 15 leads at a very cost effective way. Right now, the real challenge is the people who need to deliver those services. We have a huge email.
You know the methodology. Yeah. That's incredible. Well done.
We are able to close seven, and that we are able to do in a competitive market like India.
Impressive.
And
Yeah.
we are not at all playing on across the pricing. We are purely playing on the quality. We are, and I can proudly say that we are expensive, we are
Yeah.
premium, but we assure the results. We do not bet on the deliverables.
Fantastic. Yeah. So I was just kind of curious, like, to what level you were and all that. So it's nice having that partner. It's good that you have like your strengths and then your partner's tech strengths, that combined. I think that was part of the recipe to be able to
Yes.
build the business that you have right now. So, and
Yes.
so right now it's more of like being able to implement, because you have such, you could turn on a stronger pipeline, but you have to make sure you can fulfill it and
Yes.
be able to, go through the steps to take care of the
Yes.
customers and clients and things. So, do you have you sounds like one of the things is like you're hiring new people, to get, new talented individuals to add to your teams that maybe in the tech support area or in the sales side or this kind of thing. So you've kind of mapped. Do you have a map or sort of vision how all that's going to scale up? Because if you're trying to, hit the future goals, is I would imagine you have a lot of planning going into that.
Yes. So, Alan, as I said, next 6 months, me and my co-founder, we are almost drowned ourselves into a lot of resumes, lot of competent, you know,
Yeah.
uh, talent to join us, and we are not just restricted to India. We want to set up one unit in the New Jersey, because till now we were the back office, but now 6 months down the line we want to set up a back office at New Jersey as well. Yes, we are expanding by leaps and bounds. So as I said, client query is not a problem, because 35 queries is if coming my way, I need to have at least
You're gonna
10
close.
strong salespeople, sales reps who can follow up with them. That's the
Yes.
major query. Sometimes, Alan, you won't believe that, when a leads come our way, they are so desperate. If we are not able to respond them, they used to land to on our website, and from that WhatsApp chat board, they used to land onto our WhatsApp, and they are so curious in terms of understanding our value proposition. They are so curious, to get this started. So as I said, right now deliverability is the major challenge.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That makes
we
sense.
need someone. In fact, if I talk about, for our clients, we do not bind them for the contract. We are the first agency, I think, even in the thought leadership. When we sign a client, we sign them on the monthly basis, and we have a very very clear guideline. Even our non-disclosure agreement that we sign with them, that you only pay for the months where you get the results. Month one, you get the results, pay us for the month two. Month two, you get the results, pay us for the month three. And I think that is something that keep our clients hooked to us. They don't want to
Yeah.
change the agency because they are getting the results. And with this
So what are your
mechanism,
is there a drop off that you notice, or do you guys keep, what's the percentage that that they end up not choosing to go a different direction?
so Alan, we have a drop of say, 20%.
Which is pretty
And
good
this
actually in the
20%
market.
is, when a client accomplishes their goals. So let me give you this example. We are working with this blockchain founder, and he was looking forward to connect with a VC. He wanted to raise the funds for his startup. So when in just 4 months, not only we were able to connect him with the VCs, but also he secured a consultancy role with a US company. That's the
Oh,
power of LinkedIn thought leadership.
well done.
And
Yeah,
after 4 months, he dropped off, but we are happy that we have been able to help him accomplish his goals. So we have multiple case studies in that context, where
that's
we have
great.
helped the C-suites. So recently, one of the C-suite that we are working with, he's heading the Asia Pacific for a blockchain company, and he landed a TEDx invite due to his prominent position on the LinkedIn. And also he was appointed as mentor to a TI Hyderabad, which is one of the prominent
Oh, it's
startup ecosystem. So that kind of leverage, we are helping the people to leverage their LinkedIn, for that kind of level.
That's wonderful. No, that's. I think there's so many people like on LinkedIn that are in position in leadership and so forth at different companies and so forth, or have the right type of experience, and the more that they can connect with with your organization or someone like you, which is probably not very common, to find that sort of skill and expertise. So I think it's great that you're expanding your territory and where you're going to be offering this. What do you have like numbers involved? Like what do you like? You're talking about $1 million company, but I feel like there's a bigger. Where do you want to get to? Do you have an idea of? Do you have a money driven thing? Not that it's driven by money, but it's sort of like a marker or how you measure, like the performance or growth.
So, Alan, if I talk about digital marketing, it's a billion-dollar market. If I talk about the WPP, Dentsu, they are running into, hundred thousands in terms of their, 200, 300 billion is what their revenue is. So you can look at and in fact, they are catering just the niche clients, the enterprise level clients. If I look at the smaller clients that we are catering, if I don't talk about even the SMEs, smaller than that, individuals and all, it's a huge market,
I
especially
would
post
imagine.
corona. you know Digital marketing has become something which is very, very crucial for everyone, whether you are
Absolutely.
getting into a B2B startup or into B2C, and we are expanding our horizons as well. So if I talk about 3 years ago, we were largely specialized in B2B, catering the B2B. Now we have almost 10 case studies where we have given 3 to 10x B2C performance marketing
B2C.
campaigns.
And what are your strategies on marketing to those in terms of B2C?
So I think
Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
marketing. So when I talk about the marketing strategy, the first and the foremost thing is to understand that where your ICP resides, and creating a, a sales funnel that could map, the journey of your ICPs. So if you have those strong sales funnels, I think nobody on this earth can stop you in creating a strong pipeline. This is what we have done for ourselves. This is what we are replicating for our clients too. So we are working with lot of clients, lot of founders, even on the LinkedIn, in helping them creating a stronger pipeline for generating leads, and we are able to do that because
fantastic.
ultimately recall value and perception building matters a lot.
Yeah, that's the important thing to to be focusing on, right? And
Yes.
so, yeah, this is just a wealth of information, and sort of like I think it's great, and also just to kind of know what the behind the scenes thought processes are for a CEO that's running a marketing company on a global level. So what other? I mean, it's like beyond that. Is there any new direction you're going? I mean, it's like you've got a lot going on right now. Do you started to branch out into other areas, or where do you see some focus on those areas?
So I think being into an industry like a digital marketing, which is ever evolving. If you look at, the content, it is how it is forming its structure. When we are moving to an era where blogs and articles helps you with the ranking, then suddenly our attention span it becomes so short that now we are interested into the short reels, short form of content. Now again we are evolving to this podcast thing, and that's the reason why we are here. So, I think it is a need of an hour that we need to evolve along with this. Every business has a challenge. Every business has a competition. For me, any business that has lot of competition means the business itself has lot of demand, lot of need. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve, you need to stay ahead of your knowledge curve as well. The moment you keep on upgrading yourself in terms of the knowledge, in terms of what are the client requirements, how the industry is transforming, if you transform your strategies as well, you will always be ahead of industry. And in any industry you look at, there is only top 1% that are making the real money.
Good point. So, like in the digital marketing space in India right now, who do you see as your, I mean, your like more direct and like as far as closer to the, like your ideal client profile, like that range? Do you have companies that are sort of hovering in a similar space as you?
So I think Neil Patel Digital is one of the company which we think is the closest competitor in terms of
Okay.
the kind of offerings that they have. And as far as so Denso is has a very much presence in India as well. So Ogilvy is one of the company, where so we want to establish ourselves in the top 1%. The rest we don't consider them as a competition.
So, where do you feel like right now you're in that top 1%? Is that where you're
Definitely,
residing?
definitely, Aaron.
Yeah.
Right from today, after 5 years, we're gonna have another podcast, and that
Okay.
time, I'm very sure that we will be among those top 1%.
For sure. I don't doubt it at all. So, and as far as your podcast goes, as far as how are you, how you're like you creating your audience and things like that. Do you use it as more of an informational tool for, potential new clients, or what's your purpose for it? I mean, I can
So,
see some of it
so
already.
our podcast, as I said it's beyond 100, is all about
Beyond
scaling.
100.
So it's all about scaling. Our idea is because we as a marketing company are helping the companies to scale. We are helping the even the C suites to scale in their career too. So that's the whole idea of this podcast. And yes, when it comes to inviting the guest, we already have like 100 plus guests sign up for this. It is something which is a problematic thing at our part, that we are so overwhelmed with this delivery thing that we are not able to launch that formally yet. So we have already recorded five
Ah,
CDs, but we have
okay.
not launched that yet, and we are
Okay.
yet to launch. And we are
But
so
it's
so
coming. But it's coming. Is that?
most
Yeah.
likely in next 15 days.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah, that's wonderful. So yeah, I'm excited because I personally would love to view it and see, who you have on as guests, get more insight into what your thoughts are on, scaling and so forth, because I think that's sort of it's a topic that every company thinks about, right? To some degree, right? You have to scale somewhere, even if it's not
Yes.
maybe scaling, globally, but at least, within the region that you work in, or, in a market, in a particular industry you're in. So, but I think it's going to be a great, podcast series that I'd like to definitely check out. I'm sure other people would too on this call, this podcast.
So as I said that we are working with a lot of CXOs. So some of the CXOs that we're gonna invite, I mean we have already invited and they have already accepted. Eminent Hospital Group CHRO would be a part of this. Then Remol MD, if you have heard about this, that's again an MNC. So they are coming to this. Then
Wonderful.
WhatsPay Asia Pacific head. We have invited. I mean, they are also being a part of this podcast. So Zaggle, one of the prominent company. So it acquired, Prismberry almost 1 year ago. So they are going to be on this podcast. So there is a huge guest list, 100 plus guests,
That's great.
prominent CXOs in the industry that
Yeah.
we are connected with, and we are going to have this podcast, an interesting podcast with them.
Are you going to be the host, or is someone else going to be the host?
I'm gonna be the host, and
I
I'm
figured.
learning all the ways, like to be how to be a modest host like you, a
Oh,
confident host like you.
thank you. No, I think you. I mean, you're a natural. This is like I thought. Oh, Reema should do it. But I knew you're busy, so I didn't want to assume that. But I look forward to it. I think it's gonna be excellent.
No, of
And
course, Ellen, and in fact, I would like to extend my invite to you as well for this podcast.
101.
Yes, one on one. So any
No,
chance you
what
will
what
be
I
in
mean
Delhi?
is no. I said 101. I'm gonna be your 101 guest. Probably a year from now, or 2 years from now. Who knows?
Not like that, Ellen. I mean, we
No,
are
I'm
planning
joking.
to quickly,
Yeah, record.
up
Get
this
these.
podcast. Maybe we'll be recording 3 to 4 podcasts a day, and that's how,
Good luck.
because we believe in, scaling. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
about scaling.
yeah.
Our
One thing
podcast
is
is all
just
about scaling. So we should know
podcast
how to
takes.
scale.
Sure, but just so you know, like four podcasts a day. That's. I mean, I wouldn't go beyond that. Just a suggestion, because I've done that. And it's like, it's. But you'll see. I'm sure you'll figure it all out. You probably already have. So yeah, this has been a great conversation. I would love to see, kind of keep an eye and hopefully stay connected in some way and see where your company goes to and what your business trajectory looks like. And yeah, it's been wonderful having you as a guest. So
Thank you so much, Ellen. It is all my pleasure to have this wonderful conversation with you and
excellent.
sharing my journey with you. And thank you so much for giving me this platform and confidence, you know, that
Yes.
yes. Because
So
I strongly believe in manifestation. Every time you say that we can do it, you get closer to that. This is what I believe.
no, that's great wisdom. I mean, for so many applications. So thank you, Rima, and we'll chat soon. Okay, bye bye.
Bye.